the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, thank you all for being here tonight. We'll start with personal appearances, if there are any. If not, we skip down to the MI6, MI7 update.
Camera and for a little drone video here. Again, typically flying from Avenue. See from last month's update that there have been gaps. Floors, park construction is closure across 7th Street. Closure structure very similar to what we have at 6th. The water way. Central Avenue, of course, under heavy construction. That way for the rest. This gate well, Central Avenue. Vertical construction of that is flood walls will top of that constructed through. One of the main pieces on this meeting is that next couple of days there will be a park paving operation. This area that has been gravelled, as will out parking lot on the west side of the pool. Intent is to get all that.
Big thing there to backfill that. That's
correct,
part of the project.
I would say that things are going really well in this area. Obviously, the piece that we felt the least comfortable getting all of this work backfilled based on cooperative weather like that, where everything is backfilled and users. I feel good about where that's at, and the base.
Brian, will that construction fence be a separation between
There
the pavement and the?
Be a separate, basically between construction activity. Solid fence. You see here, this is Wagner construction activity. They are completing the levee last year. And here, related to that flood wall, you may have recalled that there was a mock-up that done on the north end of the last year. Yeah, pleased with how those colors. Ending is that the colors have been adjusted, and it's got buy-in. The contractor is going to start that staging up. Wagner Construction is making good progress. Backfill against this flood wall. Backfill is ongoing, of course. And basically, as they start that staining, restoration, things like black dirt, other fencing. Summer, pretty good about where. One of the items that I just want to chat briefly here. I think we reported last month that we covered, basically peeled off some of the structure that's there, the foundation. We back to our structural, have them better sit back on top. Conditions that were there, we're surprised that you didn't building prior. But we have a good plan in place. Structural walls, exterior. We do feel good about that plan. It's come at that new plan in the hands of pricing. As we kind of round the bend here, back to contracting. On the screen. That's where this area has been oil that's been piled up there most of the winter through today. The reason why that soil is piled up there. Water exhibit is, and to basically make sure and that earth fill in place that it doesn't actually down with the fill. So what this soil is doing is basically resettling the soil. That structure. You'll see the foundation work started here. That work is ongoing. Additional projects. So this area, while it, this time last year, very busy. Get into the fall, things kind of quiet down in the park area, but it's picking back up again. Several rebuild. Sounds Rustin with creation system is and out with all the dust that blew in. With that, I guess plan that was put in place to get good access to people, pretty well covered. There may be other temporary closure next week. Wagner expected. So to shut down, but that'll.
Question? Okay. On to approval of the minutes from our last.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Say aye. Opposed? Okay, and approval of the bills in the amount of $603,990.
Make a motion to bills.
Further discussion?
Update. Hammer,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kirkhammer.
12 salaries in the amount of $346,611.
Second.
Discussion? Roll.
Update. Hammer,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yeah.
camera.
Yes. Okay, and we will move on to
Yeah, so we'll have our first meetings with the department heads next week for just discussing with them, seeing what their needs are, and seeing how that's going to align with the caps and everything for our funding. This week we should have our year end and financial report for 25 complete. Looking at our audit starting. That's all I have, and take any questions.
questions. Okay, thank you. And department reports. Director of Operations, Jared.
For President Commissioners, just a few mainly on projects. The Corbett Scoreboard project was commissioned last week. A couple training sessions happened. Some of the use happened last week already. So the board looks amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing all the users be able to use it and look movie at the ballpark this year on it. Overall, I think things went really well. Pool filtration, again, that was commissioned last week. A few minor things that will be fixed by Associated Pools. I'll let Eric open up his report. Filtration is up and running. Corporate property demo, if you go by there, it started yesterday. Pretty much cleaned up next day or two. Should be done by the end of the week, cleaned up. Surf Valley Golf Course re-roof. They stripped it last week, cheating on it. Along on that, auditorium sound system. Northwest Projector has been meeting with Tom, work out a schedule. They have ordered equipment already that is on site, so schedule allows them started on that. At this point, I'll answer any questions or anything else.
Thank you. Director of Marketing, Ashley.
I have nothing to add to my report, but
Of course.
Nothing to add. We are waiting for the weather to break. It looks like it's going to break finally. It's been a miserable spring, as we all know. So, kind of hurt the income, but hopefully we can get it back.
Questions for Steve? We'll move on to Tammy.
I don't have anything to add. Much the same. The weather has less than ideal.
Thank you. Sue, Logan.
Just a few things to add to my report. Although that we all know April was a slow month. The zoo actually picked up during field trip season, so our attendance is actually near 16,000 now, and we're roughly 2,600 of where we were year to date last year. Looking pretty good there. We did hire Ashley Bonin as our zoo educator, and we will have a new individual, Lexi Williams, starting as our new public programs manager next week. And then other exciting things is that we will have our gibbons out for their summer habitat this week. So other than that, I can answer any questions.
Any questions? Bob.
Only thing to add, as I was working on budget, getting prices, our long-standing cleaning crew that's worked our rink after MInot State and Minotauro games will not have enough staff to continue, so we did put an RFP out for bids. Close on June 5th at 4:30, and hopefully we'll get step forward. Otherwise, we're gonna have to get back in the room and figure out how to cover dates between 10 p.m. and midnight throughout the winter. So staffing is definitely a concern for the company we had, and hopefully it's not going to fall back on us because we don't have the bodies either. So we'll see what happens on June 5th, and we'll circle back, and we have plenty of time to make alternate plans before September hits. But I'll give you that update if you see that out in the news, what that was about. So other than that, I'll ask any or entertain any questions.
Question? And
Okay, yeah, the pool filtration system, like Jared mentioned, it is up and running. The startup of the system went really well. There was a couple little minor leaks, but Associated Pool came back and actually repaired those today. The filtration system seems to be working great. The water kind of starts off kind of a green color, and overnight, after that first night, it come back, it was just crystal clear. You could tell it made a huge difference. But the dust storm we had was a whole nother story. We had a whole bunch of dirt in the bottom of the pool, so we've been working on getting that out using a vacuum system to basically vacuums it up, and it will spit all the dirt on the pool deck. So then once we're done with that, we'll obviously clean up the pool deck and take care of things from there. So a little bit of an issue there, but it's nothing we can't handle. We'll get there. Splash pads, we're putting them together. Just finished up a couple finishing touches, and we will have them open for the weekend. Hopefully this Friday, if not for sure Saturday. And other than that, we've got basically everything's up and running. We've got all the fishing piers put into the river. All the bathrooms are up and running. Irrigation systems are on. Took a while to get there with the cold temperatures we've had, so we were holding on getting most of the bathrooms and stuff open, but they're all open now. So, yeah. Other than that, I'll take any questions if you have any. Oh, one more thing, almost forgot. Commissioner Hovda, I am happy to report we put handrails up at Corbett Field. So, and they work great. I tested them out myself, and I thought, man, why have these not been here for years? So. All right, perfect. Yep.
yeah.
Nothing new to report. We're going to start planting wood tomorrow. Try to get Hammond done before the and then move on. Region 6 had a cancellation yesterday at Corbett, but it's going to be time for us, and it's not sunburn. Hopefully sunburn in a couple weeks. But I would be happy to answer any questions you would have.
First Street.
Well, we have trees going in all over the place. We're working on a grant that we got for ash mitigation up at the old Washington School. We'll put that up tomorrow and then letting the state know so they can come and inspect that. We have the 1,000 Tree Initiative trees, 77 evergreens going up North Broadway. Those should be done this week, and the 28th of May. They have Chevron volunteers coming, and they're going to help us sod and do some wood chipping around those. And then we might even be up at the cemetery helping them out with some trees they need to get in the ground too, because they had some employee issues. So they're kind of short staffed, so we'll help them too here this next week. If you have any questions, I can sure.
Information.
Yeah, like Shannon said, we have region softball going up at the complex right now. We had a handful of nice indoor events here in middle of April, just this past week. So now we'll start focusing most of our attention to outside.
Question? No. Okay, we'll move on to new business, surplus equipment.
Yeah, Park Board President Commissioners, we have 4 surplus items in the packet, so up on the screen. I'd like to declare for surplus. Try to answer questions equipment if you have any. Comment that most of them are fairly aged out.
We just need a motion to put them to surplus. I would make that motion.
Discussion. Okay, all those in favor, say aye. Great. On to
Yeah, Park Board President Commissioners asking for approval to move forward with the Mesa rates. They are on a different pricing schedule. They're June 1 instead of January 1 schedule for ice seasons laid out. Pretty much all the rates were at our normally approved with our original, all the other rates for January. Approval to move forward with those officially.
okay, is discussion. Roll call. Okay.
Upda?
Yes.
Hammer?
Yes.
Olson?
Yes.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Kirkhammer?
Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, and old business. MInot pickleball. So I'm seeing here, I believe.
Yes, so we have met with the pickleball group twice since our last board meeting, and they just asked that I give you guys an update. We have been working with them, and we did get Pete's opinion on this, so we have decided that we will work on an outline for a letter of intent for that group that will list out the items that we see that we would need from them in order to continue moving forward at looking at this endeavor. So we will work with Pete and this group on that. And they also wanted me to pass along to you that they are going to be beginning fundraising efforts for A&E costs to help us get the numbers that they need forward.
Does anyone have any questions on that? Yep. Great. Is there any other business? Well, I have alcohol one list here. Discussion. All those in favor say opposed. Ellie.
All right. Well, we are in our final push. I believe we're a week out, maybe 2 weeks out from early voting, so right around the corner for the June 9th vote. So I'll be doing my final presentations here in the next couple weeks. We are hosting our informational meeting here tomorrow. We did change locations for that due to the high wind warning for tomorrow with our easels and storyboards. It just will prove to be too difficult to host it outside. So that will be tomorrow from 5:30 to 7:30 in room 201. Our goal is to have it be more of an open house feel. You have a list of the maintenance items that we've had on our original fact sheet. That list includes, for the most part, very high level estimates. The reason they are high level estimates is because we have not put money forth for A&E costs to get it line by line. We've had this discussion. We know that if we were to go down the road of proposals and bidding these out, we would have to do that. But because that list is so long, we wanted to just give high level at this time. So those will be the items that will be on presentation for the meeting tomorrow. Also, a topic of conversation lately has been the Superfund site. You may have seen in the newspaper over the weekend, Senator Hoeven brought this up at one of his Senate hearings to secure a commitment from EPA to promptly issue a final approval for the site. We do appreciate the help from the state and national and local level to keep pushing this project forward. We did have a meeting last week with EPA, and from the end of the MInot Park District, we did emphasize that we need to have a timeline that we can present to our board, and we need to have any budget items that may come up. We need to be aware of them, and we need to know what those costs would be. So That is what I know about that for now, but there definitely has been some spotlight put on that project. So that's where we sit with that. One item that I'll bring up again in the foundation, timing really is everything. Jared and I were actually going over to look at the new staining at the flood control project, and we drove by the Teddy Roosevelt statue. I'd said to Jared, Teddy's looking a little green. I wonder how we clean him. So I got back to my office and I had a message from a woman that is from MInot, and she is in the business of cleaning artifacts and statues. So we met her over there on Friday morning, and to my knowledge, Teddy hasn't been cleaned for my time at the Park District, and that's about 12 years. So when we get to the foundation, I'll be asking for approval up to $5,000 from our unrestricted funds to bring in somebody to get that cleaned, with a goal of having a rededication of that statue this fall in its location. So we can go over in that in the foundation. And then Callan went over budget. We'll be having our department head meetings the 27th and 28th. And then just a reminder, our budget retreat on June 16th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's the same day as our board meeting. You guys will get a nice half-hour break and then we'll do the board meeting. And with that, I do have the Game Changer Award for this month. Please join us in congratulating Jared Olson on being the April recipient of the Game Changer Award for the MInot Park District. Jared's coworkers say he consistently goes above and beyond at the Park District and is always available to ensure everything runs smoothly. He has a positive attitude and stays upbeat even when facing challenges that aren't pleasant. Jared somehow finds the time to check in just to say hello or to lend an ear when it's been a hectic week. His super fantastic outlook on life and the job is truly appreciated. He sets a great example for all of us. His teammates added that Jared wears many hats for the Park District, going from hard hat at a construction site 1 minute to a dress shirt the next. He's always supporting his team members and wants his department heads to succeed. So congratulations, Jared, and thank you for being a game changer for the MInot Park District and our entire community.
I think Jared wants you to keep saying more.
Jared was not made aware of this because I didn't want to hear about it. So, yes, you have to come on.
Jeez.
He's got and on that final note, thank you to our staff, the department head sitting in front of us today. It's certainly that time of year where it is all hands on deck and it's go time. And this year has been a lot of hurry up and wait and hurry up and wait. And when we see a window of 3 warm days, we know it's just complete go time. So thank you guys. We know it's always a grind, but it's going to even be more of a grind when this weather finally turns. So I'm in to Eric and the pool crew. That thing was disgusting. So thank you. And just know that your work matters to all of you and people excited for start. So with that, I'll take any questions you guys have.
Got to experience a first today. 3rd, 4th, whatever's by Oak Park, and moose standing 20 feet away from my pickup. 3 people walking. There were pictures closer than I was. So I saw the alert go out today, but it was pretty neat to see a moose. And but guys in the mowers chased him out of there or not. That's all I have to.
Olsen.
It's just that it matters, but thanks to Senator Hoeven and Governor Armstrong's office for pushing the Superfund site again, and for a friend of the Park District who I think got in contact with some folks with the governor's office and helped to get stuff moving again. It was really appreciated. Be cool to see where it goes, and hopefully we can get it to the finish line and Not maybe it's all done, but feels like the right people are hearing about it again. So I know Senator Hoven's testimony was direct to Administrator Zeldin. First thing he talked about. So it's tough to get much higher than that. So good to be on their radar again. I know that the city and park staff have continually pushed it. So it's good to see that, and just encourage everyone to come tomorrow and make sure to go vote in 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Okay, I just want to congratulate Jared. Very well deserved. And yeah, it's been, just to echo what Ellie said, really rough spring for weather. And so really appreciate all the staff, and I really hope that get some. That is all I have.
So moved.
Further discussion? All those in say aye.
Aye.
I will call foundation order. Are there any? We will move on to approval of the minutes from our April.
So moved.
Any further discussion? Favor say aye. Opposed? Okay, and approval of the bills in the total amount of discussion. Call the roll.
Hubda.
Yes.
Hammer.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Kirkhammer.
Yes. Okay, and
Yes. So as I discussed, I would be requesting from you guys up to $5,000 in our unrestricted funds from the foundation. I do believe the number will come in under that, but since I have not received a formal invoice or notice, I would ask for up to $5,000 for us to get that moving.
I would make a motion to do exactly that, up to 5,000 for the project.
it's been moved and seconded. Is there discussion? The motion to approve up to 5,000.
Hubda.
Yeah.
Hammer.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Kirkhammer.
Yes. Okay, is there any other business? Okay, is there any further discussion? All those in aye.
Aye.